Yes, sir. We got more bit.
God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. Level up. Level up. Go. Everything that means everything. Eyes connected to everything, and that's why. I'm in everything. All eyes on me. All eyes on everything. That means everything. Eyes connected to everything.
That's why. You did great. You did what John would be proud.
Yeah, we was late on the live start, but we.
Yeah, no, she got it. Like she got like boom, boom, boom. She got it.
I got you.
Like yeah, what's up?
I got you.
Go back and look at it.
Okay, let me go. Because apparently we're having a problem with sharing it to the group on things that people don't want to talk about. So let me open that up real quick. Make this public. That way I can share it. Yep. To things that people don't want to talk about. Okay. Something's going on with it.
But hello out there while she's taking care of business. What's going on, peoples? It's gonna be a doozy.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Do I copy link? Okay. This is things that people don't want to talk about. Sorry for our lateness. We've been kind of divas here lately. No, we just missing John. John is he's out. God, brother, rest today. Thank you for all that you do. I am God level. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a mother. I'm a nurse. I have this podcast. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I'm an aunt. I am everything good. Ivy, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
What's going on, peoples? If you're out there watching, I'm your girl, Inattentive Ivy. You can find me on TikTok, owner of All the Doggone Hamster, talking about mental health, ADHD, now talking about ASD. I am a former broadcast journalist. I am a mother. I am a friend. I'm hailing from the great state of Washington. And as always, man, I'm in here. I'm in here for service to the community and to keep it a buck. Let's go.
Let's go. King Newborn, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
Peace. This King Newborn. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Newborn Everything. And as always, I am that I am. What I'm not, I will never be, but I am of service. Peace.
And we have our special guest here tonight, Mike, which we bring back once a month, every month, to talk about life insurance. We're going to go ahead and give it to him for the first 10 minutes, and then we're going to jump into tonight's topic, which is narcissism.
I'm going to go on mute for that one.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first things first, my name is Mike Lee, and I am your brother. Okay, one thing that I noticed that everybody said is I am. Not I was or I will be, but I am right now. And we have to stay in this present mind, in this moment of presence, to contribute and to honor our ancestors, to honor the people that we are doing this for. I have children, I'm doing this for them. So I am Mike Lee. I am a friend, I'm a brother. I am a subject matter expert. And one thing that I don't want you to do is disregard the presence, the information, and the access of a subject matter expert. If your car had an issue, if you don't have a subject matter expert in your network, you're going to call one, you're going to call a mechanic. But if you have a subject matter expert in your network, it's a different type of thing. Don't worry about it. All you need to do is do this. Call this. Don't call the dealership. Go down to the junkyard. They got that piece. You can get it for $25.63, right? That's subject matter expert. So let's talk. And this might be uncomfortable for maybe 46 seconds, but I promise I won't keep it there. First things first, do you realize that you are going to die one day? Nobody makes it out alive. Nobody makes it out alive. Second thing, do you realize that there are people that love you right now and they're going to love you when you're gone? Right? Don't worry about the little beef that you got with your sister. It's going to die over. Right? Y'all going to get through it. Right? Y'all are bigger than that. But when you're gone, those conversations don't happen anymore. When you're gone, the people that depend on your money, the income that you currently have, they no longer have that income. This nice little house that you got, you did it for your family, right? First time home buyer, congratulations. If you die, you can't just drop a mortgage into your family's lap and think that they're just gonna be able to pick it up. That's not how that works, right? Did you realize that if you pass away, not if, but when you pass away, but if you pass away prematurely, right, before the time that you think, and you don't have your affairs in order, it's going to be a significant issue for your family. Think about how many people pass away on a daily basis and they don't have their will set up, they don't have a trust set up, they don't have some of these things that's extremely important to make sure the details are ironed out. Your legacy, your information, your input, the relationships that you've built, it means more than leaving things unsettled. It means more than leaving things for people to figure out, right? Don't leave a liability to your family. You want to leave a legacy. Now, there is a right way and a wrong way to do that, to leave a legacy, that is. The right way to do it is to research, right? And get a life insurance policy that will take care of a lot of those things that I mentioned. Being able to pay off your house when you pass away, being able to leave money for your kids or your grandkids, your income replacement. If I pass away, my income passes away. That is a significant hit on my family's lifestyle. When you pass away, your income will pass away. That is a significant hit. The easiest way and the most simple way to pass on generational wealth is life insurance. Now, all the things that I've said, you've probably heard before. And I know every month I come on and I make it a little bit uncomfortable for you. That's my job. Thank you guys for allowing me to do it. However, what most people don't realize is that there are not-for-profit life insurance companies, right? The reason they're considered not-for-profit is because they're in it for the people, not for the profit. Do they make money? Absolutely. They're a life insurance company. They're worth billions of dollars, billions with a B, right? These companies have been around for over 150 years. There's a company called AM Best that rates every life insurance company in America to let the general consumer know if the company is credible, if they pay their claims on time, if they have a reasonable customer service department, all those things. The not-for-profit life insurance companies that I'm mentioning, they've been A-rated for over 20 years straight. It's just nobody knows about them. They're not going to get on the television and say, like a good neighbor, you know the rest. Instead of putting that money into advertisement, they put that money into what's called member benefits. That's what makes them not-for-profit. They have something that is for the people, not just for the profit. So millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars is going right underneath your nose and you don't even know it. If you're a community leader, there's people out there that look just like me and you that's accessing resources right now. $2,000 multiple times a year, $200 multiple times a year, scholarships for their kids. They give away over 300 scholarships every single year. Do you know how many other people are going on to Google and saying scholarships 2024, scholarships 2025? Everyone. You don't have to play that game. Continue to play it, but that shouldn't be the only game that you play. Do you realize that they will write your will for free? There are life insurance companies that will write your will for free. Do you know that that's a $300 to $400 come up? Do you realize that there are life insurance companies that will give you discounts on things that you buy every day? Right? Food, clothing, shelter, rental cars, hotels, shows, movies. Did you realize that you can access over 200 courses that will teach you different tricks and trades? Are you one of those kids that went to school like me? We did the right thing, right? First generation college graduate. I go to school, and what do I study? Psychology. Why? Because I want to understand people, I want to understand the mind and all that stuff. I go to my advisor and I say, she said, what you want to do when you graduate? I said, I'm trying to get to this bread. What we talking about? I'm trying to get to the bag. She said, bag? What bag? Ain't no bag in psychology. You're going to have to go to school for another 8 years. Do you realize if I would have had the opportunity to understand how finance works, or tap into some finance courses, or cybersecurity, right? Or language courses, or some of these other courses that they have, it's over 200 of them. I wouldn't have lost those years. Granted, I gained knowledge, but I lost time and money because I had to take extra years of school. Maybe you're older, right? And you're really trying to connect with your nieces and your nephews and your grandchildren. Maybe you want to learn how to use the computer better. Maybe you want to tap into some of the photography courses that they have. What I'm here to say is they have resources that right now you're not taking advantage of. Everybody that's on this call, everybody that's a part of this podcast, they are members of not-for-profit life insurance companies. They are people that have taken advantage of not only this, but making sure that their family is straight. Good to go. Good to go. Right? So I'm just here to encourage you. I just want to tell you, we got your back. I come on this not to, flaunt or, flare. I really just want to help the people, right? The people that haven't heard of this stuff, the muted communities, people that aren't getting their information into them and they're not getting information out. So I'm just grateful. If you guys want to contact me, you can always give me a call. My number, my cell phone number, you can have that personally on this call. I don't give that out often. It's 703-932-5057. And I look forward to talking to you guys. I love you all for real.
Thank you. Will you run that number again in the chat?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Put it in the chat so they know how to contact you. Life insurance is important, ladies and gentlemen. Like he said in the beginning, we are not going to get out of this life alive. Point blank, period. And, in our community, we have seen a lot of GoFundMes, a lot of fish fries. It's just time to get away from all of that. Don't be afraid to leave something behind for your children, because that'll start a family tradition of them leaving behind, inheritance money for their children. Let's start with that. Let's start there. All right. Are y'all ready for this next topic? Go ahead with the first question.
Woo. Man, listen, we can. There's so much to ask about this right here. But let's go ahead and
learn, because I don't know everything. I just know what I have experienced. What is narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder? Number one, let's just call it for what it is: a mental illness.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Someone who does not know that they have a mental illness. Someone who refuses to acknowledge that they have a mental illness. That's my take on. There go my brother. Oh God, go King Newborn.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Peace.
Your voice, your mic is on mute, King Newborn.
Ow!
He can't talk.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, we're gonna keep going while he's quiet. Let's just keep going. He'll get it together, then he'll jump in and say some to shut us all down. We know how you roll. We know how you roll. You know, it's all good.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
these people, and I'm just gonna a these people have the lack of capacity to love themselves as well.
Look, he's like, I want my mic to work. I want my mic to work.
He got so much to say.
Hold on, hold on. Y'all can't hear me?
Oh, there we go.
Now we can.
Live and direct.
They don't love themselves. They don't know how. They don't know how to love themselves or anybody else. They don't do any wrong. They take everything that happens and their brain tells them or rearrange things to make it seem like it is everybody else's fault except theirs. They know what they're doing, they just don't care.
So can I give the Webster's dictionary?
That was Renee's. I'm sorry.
Quite welcome. All right. So it is diagnosable, a mental health condition defined by criteria from the DSM-5, right? And key characteristics of narcissism include grandiosity, seeking admiration, a sense of entitlement, exploitive behavior, lack of empathy, enviousness, and arrogant behaviors and attitudes. So there's a lot to unpack, I personally think, with that.
Let's
right
start
there.
with that first one. What was it? Grandiosity. What is that?
Grandiosity.
Tread softly.
Do you say tread softly? I'm putting myself on mute again. I'm about to. Okay. I won't put myself on mute. Not just yet. Okay.
And that means what? That means they think highly of themselves.
I think that there needs to be a definition that's like kind of sparsed out here before we start talking about like narcissism, like in general. There's a difference between toxic narcissism and unhealthy narcissism, because everybody needs healthy traits of narcissism in order to. Yeah. I mean, everybody has to have at least some type of healthy traits of narcissism in order to be able to function. Right. So, yeah, I mean, because it's like grandiosity. There's a difference between somebody who thinks, okay, I am good, I am worthy, I am the, you know what I'm saying? I am the shiz, like, and somebody who is like, and somebody who takes it to an extreme or takes it to an opposite place.
You describe confidence, having self-confidence. What is it? I can't even pronounce
Grandiosity?
it. Yeah, them people think they God, that they can just do whatever.
I'm here for you, girl. You said them people think that they're God. Or we can start getting into the 4 different types of narcissism, because there are different types that don't necessarily mean that they think that they're God. There's something that's up underlying that. But we're going to get there.
I like that. Let's because when you break that down, it will help you. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, first, let's see. So Renee God Level gave her definition of what she thinks narcissism is. I read from Webster's. Mike and King Newborneth. What do you think narcissism is?
I'm gonna say newborn. Yeah,
Newborn.
Yeah, because Miss Tanner, you have a following, and the first person that feel they're gonna say newborneth, I might have an issue. Put some spec on my name.
Listen, King Newborn, say less. Say less.
I wasn't targeting you. I'm just saying future, people that feel, I know newborneth. No.
You have to know the man behind the newborn.
There we go. It's a privilege and an honor.
And y'all know my hamsters, we call everybody everything. So I'm just saying, yes.
There you
yes,
go.
sir.
It's all good.
All peace.
But yes, what's your definition of narcissism, bro? I would love to hear what you have to say about this one.
I feel like we all, every now and then, we tap into that and we come back to self. We tap into it and we come back to self. We center ourselves. Reason why I say that, because at times you could do some things that you have to forgive yourself of, even in the presence of trying to be authoritative. Let's say having rules, regulations, guidelines, and even boundaries that you have set. Okay? That you have set. And you rule with an iron fist. Sound like CEOs, bosses, you know. I really don't care to hear what you got to say. We're going to do it my way.
No way.
Yeah. So unfortunately, even as parents, even as lovers, even as big brothers or big sisters,
they said
we
that.
tend to share this space.
Yeah.
So, you know, but when you recognize that you may have offended, hurt, harmed, or rubbed somebody the wrong way, that's when you come back to self and be like, well, let me correct this, because that's not the way that I want somebody to treat me. So I'm just saying, at times, we sometimes get into that little tiny box. You know, remember we did that circle? Remember the circle? Remember the circle of knowledge? Yeah, the circle of knowledge. Yeah. The circle of knowledge. See, in that circle, that's all that you know, you understand, your rules, regulations, bylaws, moral compass. That's all that you know and understand. And we got 9 billion people. I mean, you know how many other perspectives there are that you ain't even tapped into? So you like 0.000015 something of an understanding, and you still have a long way to go.
You're getting way ahead. You're getting way ahead, bro.
I don't know how to simplify. I know how to go straight for the jugular.
Okay, so Mr. Mike Lee, weigh in on narcissism, and I'm just going to put the next question up there while you're weighing in on narcissism.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll definitely weigh in. So as we all alluded to, I think there is a such thing as a healthy dose of narcissism, in which, in that case, it is simply being the star of your own show, which I think people need to be the star of their own show. God level, you mentioned self-confidence. You know, it's on the line. Like, some people that are shy might call the people that are self-confident narcissistic, and the people that are really narcissistic may call the people that are self-confident whatever they call them. But everybody has their own version of it. On the negative side, it's overcompensating for what you can't do, right? It's giving yourself too much credit for what you haven't done, right? So I think it is a mental illness, because most things that we do and most things that we encounter is based on our mental illness and mindsets. So I think you got to have a little bit of both in there.
Struck a chord.
Love that.
Struck a chord. Let's go ahead and get into these narcissistic traits. Or, you know, I feel like there's another one that we should bring up before, right? Because we could talk about the narcissistic traits, or we could talk about there are 4 different types of narcissism. Let's talk about the 4 different types. Does anybody even know that there are 4 different types of narcissism? Have you even heard?
I know one of them is covert. Is it covert narcissism? One of them, yeah.
I'm gonna bring them up because I actually I unfortunately have encountered every one of these. I'm ADHD, man. Listen, I just found out recently that if you have ADHD, we crave novelty, and we crave things that are exciting and that are new. And I know for me, I wouldn't be able to tell in the past if a nice normal guy was actually hitting on me or something, because they would be subtle with it, right? So my thing is that a narcissist, they love bomb, so they sled you over the head,
man.
Right? It's always will this person must, So there are 4 different types, and I'll go ahead and bring them up. Grandiose narcissism, which is also known as your classic narcissist. Covert or vulnerable narcissism, malignant narcissism, and then this last one, bro, woo, communal, altruistic narcissism. Ah, anybody have any ideas what those yeah, what those might look like, or some traits
No, I
of
just know
those different type
classic.
of narcissists?
I just know classic. Go ahead. Classic.
Go ahead, King Newborn,
Classic
because I know
sex.
you about
No,
to
no, no, no. I'm following your lead, man. I really like what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
like what I?
Yeah, I
Doing
really like
well.
what
Yeah,
you're
keep
doing here.
going.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, well,
Star.
grandiose I can't. Grandiose narcissism, those are your classic narcissists. Those are the ones who have the all of the key characteristics, the grandiosity, the seeking admiration, the sense of entitlement, the exploitive, manipulative, controlling behaviors, the lack of empathy. Like those are your classic narcissists, the people who really don't have who don't really have like a lot of empathy in their lives. Covert narcissism. Woo, those are the ones who are, oh, woe is me. Everything, like they're really victimized. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, oh, nothing is ever my fault. It's never my fault. Like not having the wherewithal to really like be able to look at how their actions affect everybody else. You know, malignant. Yes, everything is somebody else's fault.
They blame everybody else for things that they do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Not being able to take accountability, not being able to see things, or not being able to see the like other people's stuff. Oh, and covert narcissists will be the type, instead of like grandiose narcissists, will be like, I'm the best that there ever was. Like actually saying it out loud, like they'll think it, and what they'll do is they'll like silently sabotage other people to like make it be like, I'm doing this because I'm really the best. I'm really supposed to be the one who's supposed to be in charge of X, Y, and Z. Then malignant narcissism, that's like your roundabout sociopath, psychopath. Communal, woo, baby. And this might make some people angry. You know, those community leaders, those people in the pulpit. I'm gonna put myself on mute now. Let y'all work.
I was gonna say something, but I ain't want to say nothing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you got some superheroes out here that but never mind.
Oh,
Some
wow.
saber. Oh, come on. I'm going back on mute.
Oh my God. Which one does P. Diddy fall under?
Girl, he's a good combination because I think his shit is malignant, and I think that he is also communal because, oh my God, remember when he came out and he was like, yeah, I'm giving $20 million to feed people in Africa or something, like whatever it was. Oh no, he actually went on Ellen DeGeneres and he was like, yeah, I don't think that anybody should be beating women and this, that, and the other and da 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 da. But then we see the video come out and now all of a sudden I was in a dark place. Come on, man. Oh, spread more on communal narcissism. Some people
knew exactly what he was doing and did it anyway.
Come on,
he had
man.
been getting away with it for years, and that's what happens. They get away with this for years until boom, they're exposed. That's the worst thing that you could ever do is expose.
Listen, this is the deal with communal narcissism, right? These are the sneakiest, most insidious kinds. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z because I just want you to love me. I want you to adore me. I don't want you to get too close. You can't see my vulnerability. You can't see all those other spots. No, you can't see what's really up under here. But what I'm going to do is let you admire me from far. And look at the way that I just saved this puppy. Look at the way that I just gave $300 to such and such to help them out of this, X, Y, and Z. But
the camera roll. Hold on. Watch this.
But in the meantime, they kicking puppies. They pushing old ladies down, but like when nobody else can see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Another thing, they like to seek major validation for any and everything.
They need major validation.
They have to have it.
They have to have it. Apparently, they didn't have it growing up, so they seek it. They have to have that. Yeah. In front of certain people, they know how to be the perfect person, They're the victims. Oof,
Be careful how you tread right now. Be careful.
I know.
Don't be careful. No, let it out. Let it out. Let it out.
Some imbalance in home fronts. Might want to
Man.
slow down a little bit.
I'm just saying they are the victims of everything. And it's everybody's fault. But behind closed doors, they are a fucking monster.
Some kids get their ass beat.
But outside, when in the communities, hey, how you doing? I'm the best there is. Oh, I can do this and I can do that.
I'm gonna say it again. You probably missed what I was saying.
I heard what you said.
Some children get beat when they go home.
Yes,
it ain't
sir.
perfect at home.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So
and that's how they are created.
Let's talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting ready to bust somebody in the mouth out there. I'm serious, because communal narcissism is the type that's most displayed by women.
That's why I said let's tread.
No, let's not tread lightly. Let's go ahead and get into it. I used to have a person who I'm not putting out no names because they could be watching this by proxy. Okay, we used to be, I'm the best mama. I taught my kids how to do such and such and this, that, and the other, and da 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 da. But on the other side of stuff was talking about her kid like she was a dog, calling her bitches and hoes and all kinds of stuff, telling her, you know what, you really not pretty until you get your hair done. What kind of person says something like that and this is what causes the mother wound and girl, don't get me started. Woo! Don't get me started.
Envious.
So are you
competing with your daughters? Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, you think you cute? You think you? Yeah, you look just like.
Are you telling me? Are you telling me that the majority of those people that are narcissistic out there, this has been created by the mothers in the home?
No, we're not gonna say that. We're gonna say due to the fact of like Skywalker, he's not present, but I'm speaking in honorary of him. We got to pay attention to that. A lot of these things, no matter what we talk about, there's an origin to everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
The adult that you are, chances are, you was cultivated as a child.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
The adult that you are, like they say, education and learning, where it starts at the home.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything that you learn at some point pops up as an adult going to the point of being grown.
Yep. So true. Come on.
That's why I was saying tread lightly, because I know, that's why I was saying tread lightly. Because
when it comes to my past, I'm okay with it. I can talk about it without feeling hurt or anything. So yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You do a great job at it, God level, and you also help bring to light to other people that have followed this podcast and see some of their traits and habits and
you can come back. You can come back from anything.
There's the difference. There is the difference. The difference is, and I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to ask this question too. Is there a difference between somebody with toxic behaviors and somebody with narcissistic traits? Because I think that really needs to be sussed out. Let's go ahead and keep it a buck, man. Everybody got light and shade. Everybody got light and shade in them. Everybody. You have to. It is a part of the human experience, right? The difference is who is going to acknowledge their shade and who's going to throw a mask on it and be like, oh no, you're not allowed to look at it. Who's going to separate themselves from their shade? Because that's not a person. You're not a person if you're separating yourself from your shade. And narcissists want everybody to look at the light. Or if you don't look at the light, then they want you to be they want you to see their shade as light. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, this isn't a bad trait. I'm not hurting you.
The representative.
So we can go even further.
The representative.
Girl, come on now.
Social media.
Man, listen. Ooh.
Drug dealers and gangbangers.
Man. but really at home you have a sensible job.
You hear me?
But at home you do really well studying. I mean, come on, man. Just it's about balance. It's
Right.
all about balance. I'm just like, man, you know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. The most real person for real for me, and I wouldn't have been able to say this years ago, Cat Williams. Cat Williams is like, this is who I am. I smoke a lot of weed. I like women's. I know I'm not necessarily right. I probably have hurt some people, but he's real about it. And my thing is that he's giving you all of him up front.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you give somebody who you are up front, then they decide whether or not they're gonna mess with you or not. But narcissists want to be admired more than they want to be loved. So because of that, they put on a mask every day, and then they tell you got to be okay with it.
Their representative, someone older, in their 30s, and they've been doing this for quite some time. Trust me when I say they have perfected that representative. They look for emotionally vulnerable people. Emotions is something that they have in their toolbox that they use to get what they want.
I would like to add to what you're saying, God level. Uh, it's one thing when you can detach to send a representative. That's one thing that you can detach from that. It's another thing when that identity becomes you consistently. So there is no division of it at all. You're this consistently. So this is the only thing you know how to be. Period. And that's dangerous. That is very dangerous.
It is, because where you're at in life is where you're going to be.
And that's why most narcissists never succeed. Now, they have success, but they don't succeed from that success. It's very important. So even when the person that is not knowledgeable or don't take the time out to really read, study, or look at human behavior, you might look, man, he look like he got it all. He got all the answers. He just, you get too close, you'll find out it's a mirage.
I will go further to say that narcissists are capable of succeeding. Look at some of our formal political candidates.
And some of the former political candidates have failed.
Oh, they've definitely failed by our definition of failure, but according to them, but they're getting validation. They are hot in the streets. They have these the self-inflated them that they thought that they were supposed to be, and for them that is the definition of success. They don't see their relationships failing. They don't see their legacy failing. They don't see anything that they thought that they were supposed to set up for the people that actually do really love them and care for them. That stuff has all failed, but they can't see that because they're getting the validation. They're getting they're being admired, and nobody is going to call them on their stuff, because if you call them on their stuff, man, they're going to rage. They don't understand.
That's
They
how
don't
the guy
understand how to do
Orlando
it.
Brown, right?
Woo. I'm gonna start singing Negro spirituals over here. Woo. Man, listen, I'm telling you. I mean, there's a difference between toxic behaviors and narcissistic traits. I just want to go ahead and put that out there, because let's keep this a buck too. Everybody has toxic traits.
Yes.
Everybody has things that they have learned that they used to protect them when they were younger, because they might have come up against some trauma or something else. But just like my therapist said, she was like, you can blame whoever you want to until you're 18. When you become an adult, it's up to you to heal that stuff, you know? Yeah. And I want to go back to saying this. People think that narcissism is just a male trait. Everybody thinks that narcissism is just a male trait, man. Oh, come on, man.
Most of our successful Black women in high up positions have to utilize this to manipulate said situations to get to where they are. Not saying they're not smart, Not saying that they're not educated. I'm not saying any of that. But sometimes you have to be very manipulative to build certain relationships to get. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
To elevate, to elevate on the social ladder, right? Right? They feel that they have to manipulate people in order. Hey, it's Sherman. Hey, Sherman.
Hey, Sherman, how you doing, my brother?
It took me a while. It took you a while. Yeah,
Come
man.
on in.
There we go. It's okay. You still got 20 something minutes left. You got it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Sherman, if you don't mind, my brother, can you introduce yourself real quick?
There you go.
Well, they call me Sherman, as everybody's heard. Just a guy trying to pass some gems back, or at least the right ones.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
And
Thank
follow
you,
Sherman on
Sherman.
all social media platforms.
Oh man, yeah, man. I ain't trying to be famous. If they want to find me, they'll find me.
The right people,
I'll always
the
be
right
around.
people will find you. The right
The
people.
right people, they always will.
Right.
I'll attract them.
That part.
So I'm gonna ask this question, right? Because John asked this one. Oh, look, it's Brother D. Amen.
Hey D.
We miss
Are
you too.
narcissists born or made? I've seen that question on things that people don't want to talk about, and I've seen a lot of people say made. I think brother just hit on it. Mothers in the home unknowingly are creating or unconsciously creating narcissistic children.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Can I put a little context into that?
Please.
I ain't
Yeah, because
really
I
got
was
too
going to
long.
throw something out there too. But go ahead, Sherman. I
'Cause,
like to listen.
Because you know I appreciate that, and I don't to just to piggyback on that a little bit. I don't think all mothers do it intentionally. I definitely don't think they all do it intentionally, but they just make the child grow up. So when it's a mother and a son or a daughter, they make the daughter or son grow up, especially if they have more kids. Fathers give boys or girls structure. That's what the father's around for. That's all I gotta say, because it's not always somebody's fault, because everybody don't know how to be a parent. There's no handbook, so I give a little leeway, not much, but a little.
Yeah, grace is important, but
Absolutely.
with the narcissist being born or made, that brain is a very funny thing to study.
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's a very funny thing to really study. Like Mike Lee, you so briefly said you want to understand um, being able to deal with people, to be a people person to also be able to study the mind, see how a person think, how they act. Some things are just in you that's been passed down. So you can be born with certain traits. Like a person be like, why you acting like that? Or why you do this? Or why you do that? It just might be in you. But it will take for you to actually learn said terms, definitions, characteristics, and traits to be like, this is a behavior I don't want to promote consistently. This is something that I'm seeing that I'm destroying other lives in the process of trying to cultivate my own.
Acknowledge.
Yeah, exactly. Acknowledge them. But in order to even to acknowledge, you have to have said resources and tools to even show you, hey, the way you're going about this is not necessarily right. It might be right for you because it feels right, but it's not the right thing to actually do when you're trying to be a human being amongst other human beings. It's not love.
Well, one thing that I'll say, and I agree with you, King Newborn. But the thing that we got to always take in consideration is from age 0 to 7, that is programming. After age 7 is reprogramming. Okay. And one of the most important things that we got to make sure our children are programmed with is accountability. Because where there is no accountability, there is no humility. Right? If somebody can't check you or at least give you a litmus test and say, this is where you need to be, right? If you haven't gotten that growing up, and we see it in our communities, maybe it's because mama had 3 jobs to make it work. Maybe it's because people gravitated towards certain crowds because they mistake attention for love. They're not the same. but it feels the same when you're not getting love, right? So is the narcissist born or is it made? Let's take those integral times in our lives into consideration, and let's like peel back the layers. Well, are you born with it or are you made? It's really one and the same for that time frame, because it's really not your choice. After that, the only way that you can reprogram is to hear something over and over and over and over and over again. You actually have to be a narcissist. You have to trick yourself and tell yourself that this is actually how you do it, even though this is my program. And this is in everything. This is in sports. This is in everyday life. This is reality. So it's a tricky question, but a very good question.
John did that. Yeah, John.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah. That is so true. I I talk something that you just said that just like really just rung out, like the accountability. Let me make sure that it's also known that if you're telling your kid to be accountable, but your kid doesn't see you being accountable for your stuff,
we just lost all ratings.
Come on, man. I mean, it's the truth, man, because the thing is that, I mean, let's keep it a buck. We were raised in the do as I say, not as I do, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're telling your kid you need to do this and eat your vegetables and make sure that you put X, Y, and Z amount of money up but to the side and make sure that you don't treat your da like this and you don't do this, they're not going to listen to what you're saying. They're going to watch what you do. Yeah. They're going to do what you did. And if your actions are less than healthy, your kids are going to pick up stuff that's less than healthy. Oh my goodness, that video that you shared, Renee, the one that was like, if you did that guy who was like, oh, if you do not address your toxic behaviors now, or did you feel that you don't have to, let me tell you what's going to happen. Whoo, that thing was like,
yeah. If you don't,
yes,
right.
And it punched me in the mouth.
It shows up in your relationship.
Man, come on.
It shows up everywhere.
It always shows in the relationship is the easiest one because that's the mirror. That's the person that you attracted, so that's the person that you need to look at the closest. It's all a mirror. So if you can, sometimes you try to fix a cracked mirror. That's not possible. That mirror has to want to be fixed on its own.
And not only that, but if the mirror that you're looking in is cracked, you're not. If the mirror that you're looking in, hear what I'm telling you, you're seeing that reflection. That means that you're cracked. Go and find the ways to repair that crack. I will be honest and say, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sherman. My bad. You know I talk about.
That was perfect. I don't need to. I agree. I'm done. I agree.
I was just going to say, when I first came in contact with the first narcissist in my life, right? Mm-hmm. It floored me. Then all the things I was like, I looked up all the stuff on narcissism. And I was just like, yeah, I'm codependent. That's the reason why this happened. It happened because of X, Y, and Z, without realizing that the cracks. It wasn't that I needed to look out for the red flags. I needed to find my red flags. What were my flaws? What were my cracks? Because people don't realize, if you're codependent, right? That's the other side of narcissism. It's just the flip side of the coin. And I know that there's some people who don't want to hear that. So I'm going to say it again. Codependence is just the flip side of narcissism. What is it that I'm missing that person picked up on and found so flawed and so broken in me that they was like, oh, I'm going to say that you reflect me, but you reflect that grandiose part of me that I want to think that's actually me. Child, look, I'm going to go ahead and shut my mic off. Be quiet.
I don't want to be alone. I can't really deal with me alone.
Hold on. Is it serotonin that gives you that high?
It's dopamine that gives you a high.
Dopamine that gives you the high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so dopamine, they give you a high in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like crack, and that's what you're searching for a very long time until you realize You're never going to get that again. You just become a supply. They take you up, bring you down, take you up, bring you down, take you up, bring you down. It's just a vicious cycle.
You ready to?
And these people sit back and enjoy taking you through the cycle. It's when you set your emotions to the side and you start to look at this person as a human being and study them and realize, okay, you do this for enjoyment.
Can I piggyback off that?
Go ahead.
It seems what narcissism, the root, because I like to go to the root. That's my thing. It seems like it's insanity. We know it's a program in mental illness. We know that, but you are literally trying to do the same thing and get the same energy out of people, and suck out the same energy. It's an energy vampire. It's insanity. You are doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result or somebody to love you. The narcissist needs the codependent person. So if you're not even close, or if you're not completely codependent, it'll never work. Because they'll never work.
Yeah, it's just a private fan club. That's all it is.
That's all it is. Misery loves company.
Yeah, it's a private fan club. You need somebody to give you validation all the time.
All the time.
And listen,
all the time.
They have all narcissists have their flying monkeys. They do something called triangulation, which will have you gaslit and thinking that you're the person who's not. Am I seeing this right? This don't even look right. This doesn't even feel right. Oh, and in case you don't know what gaslighting is, listen, it was a movie back in the 60s that explains like you go outside and you say, oh, the sky is blue today. Somebody's like, nah, it's not blue, it's green. And you're like, I see it's blue. No, it's green. Then the person next to them says, yeah, you can see it, it's green. And you're like, I know what blue is. Then the next person next to them says, it's green. You got 3 people telling you the daggone sky is green. There's a part of you that's going to start to question your sanity.
Those flying monkeys, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Those flying monkeys are their enablers.
Oh, come on, man.
There you go.
That's it. They just enabling them to be who they are. Because in the end, whatever they're getting out of this person benefits them.
Unfortunately, that is a support system.
There you go.
The
wrong support system.
It is.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Now I'm gonna shut up.
No, because this is real talk, man. Listen, I've just put another question up. How can a person tell that they are or are not a narcissist?
I don't think they can.
Or from what other people say.
A narcissist can tell whether they are a narcissist. Because in their mind, they have already convinced themselves that they are right and you are wrong. It's right now it's going to be up to you to get rid of that, what you say, codependency, because if you don't have the codependency, you're not going to be able to attach yourself to a narcissist. And when it comes to recognizing a narcissist, look past what they are telling you.
You have to.
You got to look past what they are telling you. Look past the feeling. Look past, oh, this person seems like he's the perfect person. She's the perfect person. Look past all of that shit and just, yeah. And be careful of the love bombing.
Girl.
The intense connection or the attention like clockwork. I got a text message before 9:30 every fucking day. Excuse my language. They are methodical.
They are.
They really are. I'm sorry. I said enough. I'm sorry.
And if you don't have sense of self, you will literally be a drug for them.
A loop. You will be stuck in a loop.
But let's go ahead and keep this a buck too. Codependents out there, speaking from a recovering codependent, they are drugs for you too. Because
it's definitely a yin and yang.
It's
Yeah.
two ways, because we are attracted to wanting to rescue. We want to put on a cape, da 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 da, Captain Save a Ho. We want to.
Yes. I gonna say Captain Saver. Well, fuck it. Keep it a buck. Captain Saver.
Men is called the Superman.
Strong
complex.
words, but hey, it is what it is.
Say it again. Say it again.
I said
Say
to
it
the men
again.
it's called the Superman complex.
Yeah,
Superman.
that's
There you
what I'm
go.
saying. That's what I said. Some of your favorite heroes
Save people.
are
You
narcissists.
want to save them, but you can't even. How can you save
can't
a
save
person
yourself.
that don't realize they are drowning
Yeah,
But you
They
can't
don't want
save
to be
anybody.
saved.
yeah.
and they don't want to be saved?
Question is, how can you save somebody when you can't save yourself?
Man,
Absolutely. So you
Say
can't help a
that.
narcissist because they don't know what they are.
They don't know themselves.
Mm-mm.
They don't know
Mhm.
themselves. And I tell you, for me, learning that I had to come to who I was and be comfortable with who I am, that was the realization point that it was never about the narcissist. It was about what was unhealed in me.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
putting it out there.
I would say one of the reasons why it's so hard for them to identify themselves as narcissists is because they do an incredible job of relabeling, right?
Talk
They get
about
the
it.
product, they get the package, but they relabel it. They call you or it something that is not. So when you're accustomed to relabeling it, you're not going to relabel yourself as a narcissist. You're going to say, I'm confident. I'm present. Whatever objective you have, you're going to relabel it to fit the agenda. So it's very difficult for a narcissist to identify themselves, and it comes back to humility, which does not exist. There's a sense of false humility, right? That goes to a different type of narcissism. What is the vulnerable narcissist, right? So it's kind of like personality traits. You can go to different forms of narcissism, be the same person, and turn on this character that's still a narcissist. So it's very difficult to identify something if you're extremely good at relabeling everything.
Yep. That is so true.
That's a brand ambassador. That's what that is.
That's beautiful.
Readjusting to fit the narrative. That's what it is. Oh, I'm not a narcissist. I just love people really hard. I've always met crazy men or crazy women. I'm just misunderstood. I'm just, it continues to go on and on. I'm beloved by everybody except for these haters. What are haters? Come on, man. Come
Miss
on.
Tanner, here's one for you.
Sometimes you
I
have.
know you're gonna love this, Miss Tanner.
Uh-oh.
And Sherman, I'm gonna pass it over to you, but I know you're gonna love this one, Miss Tanner. I've always been this way. This is who I am.
Man,
Always been this way.
that would make me mad.
Yeah.
I don't get knocked off my rocker too often, but man, all the definitions that they rearrange and the world that they try to pull you into, that's strictly their fairy tale, and you live in it.
Their
It's
world.
nothing more, nothing less. It's
It
just
is.
Welcome to the circus.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You ain't even gotta buy a ticket. I'm gonna give you one for free. Come on in.
And let's talk about how their enablers will tell you, well, that's just who they are. Their enablers will tell you that's just the way that they are. You just got to learn how to deal with them.
Right.
You got to learn how to adjust to their bullshit. That's what it is, right?
In that order.
No.
In that order.
No.
Now be
No.
careful now, because
Bad
you might be
order.
talking about somebody that's in a relationship right now that's questioning what they consider in
If it
their
feels-
head
Oh,
to be sense. I ain't say common sense. Sense to continue to deal with said person because they know what they doing ain't right.
mhm.
But since you continue to validate that it's okay, you don't have to say this okay. You don't have to reward that it's okay. But the fact that you can't continue to be in a circle and allow it to continue, you're letting them know
It's okay.
to do.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and throw this out there. Baby girl, baby boy, if you out there and you're dealing with the narcissist, let me tell you, if you are currently in that relationship, if you have to do mental gymnastics for more than 15 minutes, if you have to do, and if you know what I'm talking about mental gymnastics, man, this person really treats me bad. But they do this, so they can't be a narcissist. They pick up their grandmother and they take them to the doctor every Thursday. They can't be a narcissist. They go out and they feed the hungry. They can't be a narcissist. They they will I don't know. They're really giving. They get thousands of dollars of money out per year. They can't be a narcissist.
Tax write-off.
So I guess the better question is, how do you identify one? I bet I probably already went over that. That is just, it seems better because you can't help a person unless they ask for help. Because if you try, it'll turn into nothing but an argument. So it just seems like it's much better to kind of self-identify and identify another narcissist and just get away.
That's it.
Is this something?
Yeah, I sound like that mirror again. Sound like y'all playing with that mirror again.
Yeah,
come on, man.
That's an emotional roller coaster ride you do not even want to be on.
No.
Especially when you learn through self-awareness that you're the narcissist.
Mm-hmm. Because you got on that ride.
Oh,
Say that one more time.
come on.
Damn.
Because it goes back to the simple saying, it takes one
To know one.
All right, now we're getting somewhere.
Shout out to the mirror.
There you go. The mirror is that's just what it is. So it may be codependent, but it's on, even though it's on opposite ends of the spectrum, they're both one and the same.
Big fact.
So if you got on the ride or if you started the ride, you're both the problem.
Because we're on the ride, baby.
Let me read this. Okay, so even though narcissists and codependents, they are different sides of the coin, they both exhibit contrasting yet complementary behaviors. Narcissists are they have an inflated sense of self-importance, and codependents, they have low self-esteem. They focus on the needs of others, right? Narcissists, they want relationships where they can be admired, not loved, because love means that you got to love all of a person. That means that they got to be vulnerable. They got to talk about the shit that hurts. They got to talk about their shadow side. Where codependents are the givers, they're the caretakers. They want to go to different lengths to please. Yes. And why do they do that? They want to do that because they're like, if I do all of these things, somebody will love me.
Somebody will see me.
Somebody will see me. Somebody will love me. I literally have, yes, those communal narcissists will tell you that they are codependents because they'll be like, oh, I'm doing all of this stuff because I just want people to love me in return. I just want people to love me. No, you don't want love. You want admiration, because if somebody really loves you, they're going to call you on your shit. They're going to tell you how to get better. They're going to challenge you. They're going to nurture whether or not you need that little push. They're also going to let you rest in the good parts of you too, though. But you can't have one without the other. If you love yourself, you will nurture yourself, and you'll be like, I can push myself this way. I don't necessarily thrive in this area. I'm probably effed up in this area or this area, and it's real. But narcs don't want that.
Narcs don't want the truth. They don't want you to see who they are. They don't want you to call them out on their shit. They don't want to be exposed because it messes with the narrative that they've already put out to their flying monkeys about you, to their enablers. They have to keep up that facade. And it's just and I feel bad for them. I feel sorry for them. Or should I? Because if they know what they're doing and they continue to do it.
I'll tell you one last thing.
Go ahead. No, you go.
It'll take me less than 15 seconds. One of the ways that narcissists can identify themselves is stumbling across the information. Similar to this. Like, this is a good time for some of us to self-analyze and say, do I fit some of these traits? Right. Is this how I really see myself? So take it as an opportunity, take it as a challenge to evaluate and see where you stand. Where is your humility? Where do we stand at?
I like that. And thank you for being open about, being a codependent recoverer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
And if this helps anybody, because this is the only way that I understand it. As soon as you love everything in the mirror, you'll be able to see everything in front of you. But you gotta love everything in the mirror, from the mind all the way out, to your outer, from the inner inside to the out. You gotta be able to love that. And when you do, you'll be able to see emotion. You'll be able to feel emotion, and you'll be able to tell when somebody's not right for you.
There you
That's
go.
how I understand it. So
That's it.
if that helps.
That is it. I went through 12-step. I went to Codependence Anonymous, 12-step group to help me get in. Yes, there is that to help me get in touch with my codependent traits, because I didn't know what they looked like. I did not. I
You're
had
the
no idea.
rescuer. I'm a nurse, so I'm a natural nurturer and a
Ooh,
mother.
girl.
Yep. Natural.
Mm-hmm. It comes naturally.
So I'm always assessing and diagnosing and trying to save everybody. God damn
Yep.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. It
But it can be
literally.
used as good. Everything, not everything. If you got too much plastic, you can make it into fuel. If you got too much when you got too many banana peels, you can make it into compost. Nothing's not usable. So the more that you use it and the more that you train it, you can use it for good. And what you're doing is using it for good.
Yes.
That's just how I see things. So I'm not gonna never condemn you.
Thank you.
That's facts.
Absolutely.
And Maggie, we're gonna talk because Maggie been all up in the comments. She been blah, 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 blah. Maggie, we are gonna holler, girl. We gonna holler.
Oh my
Still talking
God.
about this next week?
Say it again.
Are we still talking about narcissism?
Yes,
Because we
we
didn't.
are. How does a I've been following this black guy on TikTok, and he
Lee
talks about
Daniels.
being a narcissist because
Lee
he says
Daniels.
I'm a recovering narcissist.
Lee
How
Daniels. Been following him for 10 years, sis. 10
Yeah,
years.
he been doing this thing for a while.
He been doing this for a minute.
Yes. How do you
Mhm.
heal? How do a narcissist acknowledge, take accountability, and apologize? I don't even say apology, but acknowledge. But he already said stumbling across the information by accident.
There
And
you
how
go.
do
He
you
said
take
he just said it.
accountability? Oh my God.
I'll tell you three things. And I promise I'm done. And then I promise I'll be quiet. A classic narcissist is going to tell you, yeah, I'm probably a narcissist. Like when it's presented, because it's been presented to them more than one time. Somebody
Right.
has called them a narcissist. So they'll probably be like, you know what, whatever. If that makes me a narcissist, then I'm probably a narcissist. A covert narcissist is going to tell you, I can't be a narcissist. I can't be a narcissist because I do such and such. I feed the hungry. I do this. I do that.
Yeah.
A codependent is going to say, is it me? Am I the narcissist? Is that really me? Just letting you know. So if any of that sounds true, check your
Right.
ingredients, boo.
Oh my God. Well, I want to thank everyone for jumping in on tonight's live. We've been trying to keep everything under an hour. We're 7 minutes over right now, but oh my God, tonight's been a good show. We're gonna come back next. We're not done. We're gonna come back next week and we're gonna talk about healing the narcissist
I'll be here on time.
because they need some healing. They need to look back in their childhood and figure out what went wrong. But we'll talk about that next week. I want to thank Mike for coming on and talking about insurance. Make sure you hit this man up. Get you some life insurance for yourself, for your children. We are not going to make it out of this world alive, out of this life alive. Stop with the GoFundMe's, the fish fries, and actually get a policy that pays. All right. And we will see you all back here next week. Ivy,
Absolutely.
you got me?
Yeah, ma.